Hey everybody, welcome into this day of casting. I've literally passed into I passed in double digits of times casting yesterday, but now we're actually into like a decade and a half. I'm gonna phrase it that way so it sounds cooler. We're gonna be spawning right on top of TSL.Revival. The blues are on the top right, and I have to say I'm really feeling the casting has been so much because I can tell you right now my throat hurts. For some reason, Xfoot is being weird and taking away my overlay over here, so we have a little bit of sloppiness in terms of overlay, but I've given you guys a 3D portion to hopefully make it up for that slightly by a little bit. But here we are spawning directly on top of DRG, mYmMVP.DRG, the red Zerg in the bottom left, who's right now down 0-1 against TSL.Revival, the blue Zerg in the right. This is going to be a very intense game as DRG end up losing to Revival in a... Whoa, we got a 9 pool. Oh, cool. So we got a 9 pool out of Revival, but Revival did a similar thing in the last game. Right now, I think he's actually trying to metagame DRG going for a hatchery first. DRG did do that in the last game, but it wasn't punished by Revival. Oh my god, actually, wow, it's actually, I don't know how much longer it'll be healthy to keep casting. Ow. Huh. Anyway, Revival may be able to go ahead and hit a really good time against DRG's natural expansion, because DRG is up to 15 food, and that really screams going for a 15 hatch. Daybreak is a massively long map with probably one of the longest rush distances out there, so it's not exactly the most effective thing to go for early pool pressure, but if you can catch your opponent being greedy, it can really go quite in favor of Revival. So once this goes ahead and gets attacked, it could be interesting because the 6lings are being made this time around. Last game Revival did not do. They actually just used it for the faster queen. This is definitely a pressure build. He's going to try and punish a hatchery first, and he may be able to force a cancel or just kill it outright. We'll see if DRG is going to be able to defend it or not, because another thing that could be done by Revival is to send the lings into the mineral line and start working at actually taking down this. And oh my god, the greediness out of oh no. He tried to go for a speedling build after the hatch, because that's a really great way to lead into the mid game of a powerful stage there. But look at how late the spawning pool is now, and look at how early these lings are going forward. This is literally the best scenario possible for Revival. DRG was trying to get the fastest metabolic boost he could after a hatch first, but now we're going to see he's mostly going to be forced to cancel this, because look at the... Oh, look at this! The drones are going to go ahead and get assaulted as the lings are going to go straight into the main base, and we're going to watch as DRG is going to be forced to micro. Look at how long this pool has until it's going to be finished. We are down to 5 lings to continue to be aggressive. We have now killed off 2 drones, and now you got 7 lings are here now. That is a very late pool, and now we're going to start seeing the assaulting beginning, and the minerals are now out enough to get out some queens as well as the lings, and we're continuing to see the engagement happening so far in favor of Revival. It's insane. Revival's managed to drone up to 14 at this point. He's now lost a lot of his lings though, and here we go, more drones coming out for both of these players as these lings are looking like they should be cleaned up. So DRG has saved his hatch first, but look at the cost. He's down to 12 drones compared to 19. If you have we actually don't even need an expansion out of Revival. The theory I could do is just throw down a Roach Warren and just be aggressive. And it's weird to say Roach Warren, because I always say Roach Warren's passivity, but that would be a beautiful move from him, and maybe a Bailing Nest would function similarly, but he's just getting his metabolic boost, so who knows? He could just stream out lings. He could get his expansion and fake him trying to go into an economic game and use the expansion as just the macro hatch in order to really do a much better job of just producing lings and catching a already behind DRG off guard, because here we have just droning happening by DRG while we're having Revival producing straight up lings. There is the natural expansion. It is being seen, so DRG is fully aware that this is going down. You might actually try and just force a cancel on this one too. We are seeing it engage, but there comes Revival with all these lings. The metabolic boost is actually close to being done. If he continues chasing these lings, DRG could end up losing them all because of the fact that they're not going to be able to outrun speed lings in there. But oh, DRG, nice juke, actually taking a lot of those lings back, and there he gets a pick off of a ling there as he continue moving across, and he's going to be able to get the scout, and he's going to see that there's a lot of drones that should actually make him feel a little more secure, but he is getting to see much, and there we have the speed, forcing DRG to turn around and lose all those lings, but we have so many lings going across the field right now. DRG is being forced to make spine collars and block his ramp with his queens. He actually doesn't have a creep tumor down here at all. He's not able to actually invest in much of anything, and he's even completely abandoning his natural expansion. It may just die. I don't know what else he's got to be able to do against these Ling. The spine collar is getting completely surrounded very quickly. DRG is blocking his own lings from getting down in the front. He doesn't have enough energy for any kind of transfuse. This is his queen that has the energy. It's at 44. It's not even there yet, but the ling count is really actually getting to be quite even in favor of DRG. He should be able to have the Queen's range do enough, and look at the tanking he was able to accomplish. He can easily go ahead and transfuse. He does that so, and yep, this is Revival's natural. Yep, not natural. It's just for links. It's a macro hatch. Alright, so you have all of the links coming to play there and try and get in against surround. You gotta be really careful. DRG's link count is definitely formidable. It's more than Revival. Revival's only advantage right now is the fact that Revival has got the metabolic boost. That Zergon speed is definitely important, but now we're seeing a little bit of a drone advantage as well. So he's not going quite all in with this, but maybe if he had, maybe if those drones that he made were actually links, he could have busted, or at the very least lured the Queens and everything down here, because he could have also attacked with lings in this area to hit this part of the hatchery and force back the Queens and everything. And if the Queens and lings push forward, they can get fully surrounded by the speed lings, and that would be a very beneficial attack for Revival. The Baneling Nest is, oh god, that one hurt. The Baneling, ouch. Baneling Nest is coming down, and that will be really good for adding on a lot of damage against these guys. But notice the fact that DRG right now is just now getting his first set of gases. He's being able to mine literally nothing in terms of gas. So his metabolic boost is actually being so far behind that of Revival. It's insane. Spy Crawler is going down at the natural expansion, so Revival can have a little bit of defense there. And this is going to be really important. As let's look at the vision, we can see that there's a lot of just idle overlords over here for DRG, but if you look at the Revival, if his overlord spread is much better. You can see a lot more moving out. But the one thing that I really want to note are the two overlords that are staring at these gases. DRG sees the fact that there is all the gas of the natural expansion, and it's actually a great fake. What that kind of shows is that Revival is probably going to go for lair tech, but Revival is getting a third base right now. DRG has no idea about that third base, and Revival may end up being able to out macro and out surprise DRG, even though DRG seems to be getting his metabolic boost and starting to stabilize. The drone count is still in favor of Revival. The base count will be in favor of Revival, and DRG still has no idea about the natural expansion. He's been forced back, and he's got to be thinking double gas natural. Alright, cool, maybe mutas or infestors, some kind of tech is going to be hitting me. He probably wants to punish me because he did a damage earlier on, and now we're going to see DRG probably just trying to just go drones, and roaches. So here we go. We've got the roach swarm now done. 8 roaches are going to be out in the field, and he should be able to start working on getting out lair tech upgrades, something along those lines. But Revival is also getting out his own roaches and moving along to the back. He's going to be able to have 3 hatcheries of production and mining as this expansion is getting closer and closer to being completed. But I really want to emphasize the fact that these overlords are in an amazing position to scout, and it seems that DRG just popped in and he saw that there was no layer coming down. He's got to be really careful. Now we see him immediately checking to see if the third base is down. He will see that it's already done, and that's going to be a sad moment for him, and now it's going to be his cue to go ahead and start attacking, trying to put the pressure on Revival, and making sure that Revival can't do too much. But here we have lings and roaches against pure lings. That's going to be unfortunate for those lings. Revival could get caught off guard, actually. DRG could get a really good... he doesn't get the surround they really wanted. Revival does end up bringing lings towards those... towards those roaches and everything. But you're a long force of units in the complete wrong direction to deal with the Zerglings as they are running across the map. They go ahead and assail the third. We're going to be able to... Actually, wow, those lings got to actually survive. But now we have the roach attack happening over here on the left side as the spine cars are going to help so much in terms of getting defense. We've got the Banelings that are going to help in terms of the defense. And we have the fluorescent blue Banelings that get huge splash shots down there. This hatchery does now fall, and we're going to have all these roaches doing so much damage. Revival's got a big macro lead, and we can see that it's pushing forward. It doesn't have any upgrades for either player. It's going to be perfectly fine. Revival's macro should be a lot of help in terms of dealing with this. Now, where did those lings go from Revival? It doesn't matter. GRG gets called... I said GRG, didn't I? DRG just calls GG, and that will be it for him as Revival ends up taking that series 2-0. Really well done. Very well thought out ZVZ by Revival. He did a good job of putting pressure on with that early pool, doing a great job of just keeping DRG back. We saw that DRG's presence in the front was a couple lings in the beginning that were just scouting or whatever, but they were really delayed. He never got the metabolic boost. Actually, I don't think he got the metabolic boost in the entire game. I want to actually check that. He did get the metabolic boost apparently, but still, it's so delayed. It was incredibly long after everything else. So with that, DRG got overran because he never got back into it economically. Really good job by Revival. For a second I thought a counterattack might have been all DRG needed, but still, Revival ends up playing really well, and the fact that the third base caught DRG off guard and forced him to move out of position really helped. So nice play by both players. Let's move on to another series.